What's going on, guys? Kando here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the new game mode that has entered Modern Warfare called Gun Game. Gun Game has been in the game since Black Ops 1, if you guys remember Black Ops 1. It was the first to introduce Gun Game, mainly because it was a wager match. You could put up points and end up getting a bunch of, credits to get gold guns and stuff like that. That was originally the original wager match. So if you guys can do me a big favor and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'm really hyped about Gun Game, mainly because if you guys have noticed, I'm running around and I'm actually not getting campers, and I'm not camping either, obviously, and the games last about 5 minutes, and honestly this is probably the best game mode for Modern Warfare so far. And I know I've only played a couple of games. I played about 6. I placed top 3 in all 6. If you guys don't know, Gun Game's kind of like the same since Black Ops 1, like I mentioned. So you're gonna have a plethora of guns. You start off with a pistol, and then the second one is usually a shotgun, and the third is an SMG, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not particularly sure how it all goes, but I know for the 9th or 10th weapon it's always a rocket launcher, and you have 2 snipers that you have to go through. Usually you have to go through 2 snipers. I went through 1, and then I went through an EBR that had a sniper scope as well. So usually you have to go through a knife, which is the final one, and then you have to go through 2 snipers, or at least with 2 scopes, and you have to go through, I think, 2 LMGs and 2 ARs as well, if I'm not mistaken. It also only goes up to 17 in this one, so when you get to the 17th weapon, it's obviously the knife, so technically I guess it goes up to 18, but you go through 17 guns, and then you have the knife. But what I've noticed is you're going to see towards the end of the gameplay, if you guys stay until the end, I would like it if you stayed to the end, because it shows kind of this new thing with Gun Game, is you cannot go through the final knife without getting a throwing knife kill, because I knife someone in the back and I get a backstabber, you're going to see later on, like I mentioned, and I don't actually get the kill, or I do get the kill, but it doesn't count. I think that you actually only have to get the throwing knife kills. Now, when you throw the throwing knives, it obviously respawns. You have 2 of them, and then you can just keep throwing them. Luckily, I do end up getting the throwing knife kill about the next life after I die, so that's really good. So, I mean, in my opinion, if you guys are, kind of new to Call of Duty, or if you guys aren't used to the maps in Modern Warfare, or even the guns in Modern Warfare, I would recommend Gun Game, especially if you don't like campers. I would also recommend Gun Game. Right now, there's like a bunch of level 100s. You're going to see towards the end of the video the scoreboard, and you're going to see a lot of them are actually higher levels. Now, don't get discouraged if you don't win, but the reason why I mentioned if you're a newer player, if you just want to get used to the weapons or the maps, is because you're essentially getting 18 new weapons every single time. I destroy this kid right here. Oof, get destroyed. Yeah, so you're essentially getting 18 different weapons, and then it's just changing each game. I think each map has a specific type of gun they want you to use. Like for the night maps, I've noticed that I was using a lot of guns that don't have scopes, and the weapons that did have scopes, they were usually ACOG sights, so you're not really getting that many red dots. That's just for the nighttime maps, or the realism mode, I would say. That's what it's called in Modern Warfare, is they have the realism mode, like I mentioned, and then they have the normal mode, which I'm playing right now, which is normal Gun Game. So, I mean, I honestly don't know how I feel about the game as a whole, but I do know that I am enjoying Gun Game a lot. I think that Gun Game's, like I said, one of the better game modes to play. You can play a bunch of games in a short amount of time. Like I think each match is around 6 minutes. This gameplay is a full gameplay, and I think it lasted like 5 whole minutes. So I mean, like I said, it's relatively easy. You're getting used to the maps as well, and I mean, this is probably my favorite map in the game so far. It just kind of, it honestly just reminds me of Freight from Ghosts. If you guys have ever played Call of Duty Ghosts, which if you guys are Call of Duty fans, you've probably played every Call of Duty, so I don't know why I keep saying if you've done this, if you've done that, but Call of Duty Ghosts was one of my favorite Call of Duties, and honestly, Freight was one of my favorite maps, and this just reminds me of it. Right here, you're going to see me get a knife kill right here, and it doesn't actually count. Now, I don't know if it's because it was a backstabber or not, but I get the knife kill, and it doesn't actually count at all. And then, luckily, like I mentioned, I do end up getting the throwing knife kill right around here. I tried getting this guy right here, but luckily he gets killed by the kid I'm about to throwing knife right in the teeth. Like, I absolutely hit him right in his dome piece right here. Ooh, boom. And I just destroyed him. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and enjoy the final kill cam. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys.